Wait, put that light in front of me. I can hear you. I was just changing my lighting because it looks kind of dark.
Okay.
But go ahead, I'm listening.
Right. So, we were in front of the public eye, and that was largely secluded. It was only, us here. Art was able to make it over before they did the whole shutdown. So we were here about 8 months before the door opened without any other influences as far as outside. All right. But during that time, there was a war that took place that started.
Okay.
So, it's much content to be built around, your investigation. And of course, Gambian prosecutors have dropped the charge against me of receiving funds under false pretenses. And that was the whole issue that I was supposedly, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, we're not going to go into all the details of it because it's not even necessary. I think a lot of people saw through the phony baloney early on, and people was just caught up in the hype. And, most of the people are just negative people and they don't want nobody to go to Africa anyway. So you got all of these factors working together. And on top of the agents working in the UK behind YouTube, the agents working here, working behind YouTube and Pan-Africanism, it's just a lot of sickness and hate in our community. And we want to talk about that. And what I wanted to do, we're not here, we don't even have to talk about individuals. We can talk about ideas because there's a lot of people that are looking on and that's just tired of all of the negative. You understand what I'm saying? As we were, as you were, when you saw the situation and it made you say, hey, let me take a look at it. So my question for you is, when did you first become aware of the situation here?
Wow, I became aware of it, man, it was probably around October when it first jumped off. Because I used to watch Black Acres of the Gambia all the time.
Right.
And watching them, you get suggestions. So Art Kathy came up, and then you guys started coming up, in my timeline of videos to watch. Then all of a sudden, I started seeing something about Phoenix, and then I started hearing her accusing you and Art of being scammers. But of course, we all believed it back then because it sounded like it was true. But
it sounds good.
Yeah, it did. It sounded like it was true, but the problem was they never could give us any evidence, and that's when people started questioning their credibility.
This is my question, and you said it sounded like it was true, but anybody that was watching the process, they could see that we were actually doing. You talked about crowdfunding. And you spoke about how much time and energy and money it goes into the project. And when I was listening to it, I was just sitting back. I was like, wow, this our people don't understand that, but people who understand business understand that. As money come in, we put it into the project, right? As the money coming in, and now this was during the time of a pandemic. Everything was shut down, and everybody closely familiar with the situation could already see we had 40 investors, so we weren't sitting over sitting on our behinds. We were making it happen, and we had the properties. Everything was in place. So somebody, our community, being that we're so suspicious, being that we come from a mindset, and it's always if you see a brother, he have to be doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Despite the fact. And I think that's what took over for the most part. That's what really brought everybody into a downward spiral as far as community. And I have my questions here. I know I sent them over to you, but I have them all here on my iPad.
Okay.
You got that email, right?
Yes, I got it. Yes, I received it.
I'm a type of person that, I'm very meticulous, I'm very calculated, I develop businesses, you know what I mean? And I've had my own business over 2 decades, multi-million-dollar business. it's been a lot of question and scrutiny about my family in the States. And, you know, I have a video up there, one of my daughters, she played classical piano.
Yeah.
So that's not the lifestyle of someone who hasn't been taken care of, you know, but my personal life and what I've done with my family, you know, that's not something that should be
right
out in public.
Exactly.
You know, I have a problem with my family, that's personal issues. But
right.
You know, my children in the States, all my children were homeschooled. These people been to my children in the States have been to so many places, right? You know, Bahamas, Cancun, Vegas.
Yeah.
We live in Orlando, Florida. They've been to Disney night for Disney is a half hour away. We lived in Atlanta for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? You know,
mm-hmm.
and, I mean, we've had a really great life. Even in Atlanta, I had a team of like 20 people, and you know, we had 3 houses. So I'm not new to this. I've always, you know, I have a clothing line, do import, export, you know, but, you know, not to get off into those ideas, you know, but people, when they heard the accusations, they jumped right into it because, you know, it was so clean over here. It was no drama. It was like nothing could go wrong in Africa. And then when you had the boldness of people to come out, some of the accusations were just so extremely outlandish. And however, there was a lot of haters over here. A lot of people were hating on my situation. And, you know what I mean? A lot of brothers that was coming over was hating. It was just, it just showed a really minded side of our community. So I actually, you know, I saw this as 5 different parts that, you know, we can discuss, not now, but as we go through and go into the conversation, as we bring more people up to the truth, you know, because a lot of people don't want to come out and, I mean, Negro P made a video, right? But his video is so off and on balance, and you know what I mean? I guess that was his way of saying, hey, you know, he's been vindicated, but still, you know, he have to put, hey, you know, trying to kind of hint towards is he's, you know, just because they dropped the charge, that don't mean, listen, it's all over at the end of the day. It wasn't the case. We had a contract. RJ told everybody last year, don't be surprised, Sister Yah told y'all, don't be surprised when they come out and the brothers got their stuff together. You understand? You know, you're taking the word of people that just got here, and I've been here, and I'm married here, and I'm already established in the community here as an entrepreneur. And then a lot of people came right back behind that and supported and got right into the energy of that, and it was ugly. It was very ugly, and a lot of people became victims because, you know, a lot of people that was around me went there, and they like, hey, if you can do this to your own brother, screw y'all. Y'all did this to this man. You think they're gonna show you love? And y'all, and then, you know, they was feeding people to the wolves. Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, they was though. They were. Yeah, it got crazy over there for a minute. It was just really wild. It was really wild. And it was wild. And the thing that was wild about it is that the accusations were so frivolous. Like when it all came out and when we saw Hotel Hell and it was really not what she said it would be. And when the visitor was supposed to come and that was supposed to stay there and we never saw that person and we never saw the handicapped kid and we never saw any of the things that she accused you of, we never saw that. But the sad thing about it was that they no one ever came back and said, oh, you know, we were wrong, or, oh, this wasn't correct. No one ever came back to say that. They just kind of quit talking about it. You know, everybody just quit talking about it.
So this is what happened. You know, when the accusations first came out, you know, there was this whole report that was this audit that was supposed to take place. But the whole time they were trying to sabotage me. You know, this particular YouTuber, I'm not even gonna say her name, she, from day one, I already told y'all, even before we had this disagreement with me and the accusers.
Yes.
maybe 4 or 5 days before that, this lady made it her job. We bumped into her to whisper in their ear, yo, if there's any problem. So she was already trying to interject herself in the situation to cause dissension and to get some stooges. You know, like I said, it was never about the accusers. It was Pan-Africanists on the ground here. You know, we got to think. If you see somebody that's out there in the media spotlight, and they're this larger-than-life figure, and they got all this charisma, right? Right? They got all this charisma, and they can have so much effectiveness in terms of, you know, capturing the emotions of the people, right? Now, they're doing that in the light. Now, imagine if what they're doing in the dark, right? And then you feel what I'm saying? What was strong enough to make this? It was a lot of calls. It was a lot of calls. You know, this person calling people, calling RJ, calling everybody, even to the day they drop the charges. You know, they're there trying to do the most to bring me down, and you know, and I have done nothing here but contribute positively, training over 100 people. I have families I take care. I still take care of. Nothing slowed up for me. People look at mine. You see me, I was in the US, I was in the Ghana. You know, I wasn't asking nobody for no money. And we're doing well. So the accusation. So how did this affect you at the time when you heard all of this stuff?
Well, when I heard it all, I was really shocked. And how it affected me, it just really made me question this whole repat movement. It made me question, was it real, or was it just more of this scamming stuff going on? And it just really made me question everything about the repat movement, everything that was going on over there. It made me think, was it real, or were these people just making this all up? Were these people in the Gambia just really out to get money, or are they out to, you know, really help people on this repat journey? That's how it affected me. I didn't know. I started to question the whole repat movement. That's how it affected me.
When you started to question it, where was the turnaround for you? I mean, what made you start questioning it? At first, you was like, okay, when you heard about the accusations about me and Art, you was like, oh, okay, something's definitely going wrong, right? You know, there is something going wrong, obviously, you know, and you had a bit of discuss there. So when did you decide to start looking into it? Because most people just took it for what it was and ran with it.
Well, after this whole year had went by, okay, and I really forgot about it. Because you weren't really active on YouTube like that. So I didn't see you anymore too much, but I did see, you know, Big Pimpin'. I saw the Dusty Divas all the time, but I didn't think any more about it really until Dusty Shantae Travel with Tay Tay had that break-in. And when she accused you of breaking into her home, that's when I was like, this is too much. This is too much. Because all the rumors were out about them and what they were doing, but nobody was saying anything about it. Okay.
Nobody was saying nothing.
No, they weren't. They weren't saying anything about it.
It's a shame that we would cover up and allow our sisters to shame themselves and be proud of that. That's okay. You know, you had a lot of these brother YouTubers out there supporting these women, supporting all of this deviant behavior. You know what I mean? You know, putting them on the pedestal, supporting them and things like that, just because they trying to get over here and get in their pants too. So they want to stay on the good side of the loose women. You understand what I'm saying? And they're on YouTube like that. You know, it's a sick thing.
Right. So that's what I was thinking. How can you even believe anything these women are saying when all these rumors were about them sleeping with all these men in the Gambia, about Dusty Travel with Tay Tay paying Gambia Nice for sex, about her paying all these different men for sex. And so I'm like, wait a minute. You running around with all these little young boys, bringing them in and out of your house. And I know about that. And I'm way in Dayton, Ohio, in the United States of America. So how is Kwesi Boyd the one who broke into your house? And your dogs don't know him. Because remember, she got dogs. The dogs didn't bark, nothing. No noise, no nothing. So how did he, my question was, how could he have done it without the dogs barking, without anyone noticing? You know, and it was then she tried to say that the prosecutor wanted her to come down there and talk about you and bring you into this. And we all knew that was a lie. So it was just, I was just tired of the lies. I was tired of the lies. I was tired of let's bring down the black man. And then everybody jumps on it and everybody jumps in it and nobody cares. Nobody cares about the truth, but everybody wants to bring down the black man. So that's how I just really just got into it. I was just like, okay, enough is enough. We're not going to sit and bring down another black man and everybody sit around and watch. So that's when I just started looking into it for myself. And I said, if these people are bullies, the way they were treating me, the way they were trolling me, I knew these people could not have any credibility. I knew they could not be any kind of upstanding citizens. I knew these people had to be trash. And when I started digging into it, that's when all the trash came out. And that's when I was just, what you saw, that was the research, what I found. It was just more trash upon trash upon trash. These people are just very, very, very bad people. They're very bad people.
You know, the crimes that was committed against the black nation is on the level of high crimes and misdemeanors. Those crimes against a nation. You understand what I'm saying? Sister, yeah. You probably one of only a few people that understand what happened last year in this country. And, like I said, I'm not going to say this lady name because I want to keep our interaction. We don't want to follow in the same footsteps that has brought down the movement, that has brought down the hearts and spirits of millions of people who are looking to come back to Africa. That disrupted and destroyed tens of millions. We had $1 million projection. As you know, we took in close to $100,000 in investments and a little bit of income before we had started to have mass booking cancellations.
Yes, I bet.
We had everybody money already made back before anybody ever got here. You know what I mean? And when when my accusers, when I told them that I wasn't going to work with them anymore, that it was a problem there. They decided that they would probably go to YouTube. There was no way in hell they thought they could duplicate what I was doing because it takes real business sense and you have to be able to build business. Anybody that know me know I can build businesses like this. Everything. I go just like that. So this attempted fake coup orchestrated by these YouTubers here perpetrating as Pan-Africanists. And the sad thing is that I've been here, a lot of us been here for 3 or 4 years, but nobody never called me and said, hey, Kwesi, what's going on? Let's try to find some mediation in this. Instead, they all went over and supported these defamers of the movement, which shows you that there's no true Pan-Africanism movement here. It's not. No. Petty bullshit.
Because even with my situation, I noticed that the people that I had met some YouTube content creators when I was in the Gambia, and I noticed when I started talking about Big Pimpin' and the Dusty Divas, I noticed that these YouTube content creators in the Gambia, I noticed that they all had something negative to say about what I was doing. They didn't want me talking about it. So it was these same people who I thought were so cool and I thought was so nice. No, these people aren't nice. These people aren't cool. These people are just like Big Pimpin' and the Dusty Divas, and they're mad because I'm talking about it. They want me to be quiet, and they want me just to let them do what they do, because that's what they're doing. Let it be.